gaze. Wait, gaze. There we go. Now, I can't believe I'm actually making this video right now, but here we are. Also, don't take this video too seriously. I am just pointing out simple facts that you can interpret as well, you know. And with all the evidence that I have collectively been making up, I mean, all the evidence that has been piling up, as someone who is LGBTQ+, it is actually very painful to just say that they're really close friends, because it's kind of... and I don't want to be a historian here, if you know what I mean. You could still interpret it as whatever you want, no matter what. I just want to point out some little nice details that I love. I love details so much. They're so details. So we're starting off strong with the earrings. The earrings, I hear you saying, if you're actively aware of things that Fronnie fans do, aka the ship with Freddy and Bonnie, if you didn't know that, I thought that was just a headcanon Fronnie fans made before Ruin even came out. And to that I say, you are wrong. You're wrong. There you go. You're welcome. I have not seen this been actively talked about anywhere with my own eyes, or like heard it or anything. So Bonnie has a piercing on the right ear, and Freddy has one on his left ear. Oh, crazy, I know. Okay, hear me out. Sometime in the past they swapped earrings, and here's my evidence. Okay, on Bonnie's little glowy sign thingy, I don't know what this thing is called, they have a red earring. Maybe it's pink, but ignore that part. It's not pink. They have a red earring on here. Now, when we see the cardboard cutout later, they have a blue earring. Why do they have a blue earring there, but then a pink earring here? What is going on? So we know that the glowing sign thing is older because it's in Bonnie's room with all the old stuff. So we know the old stuff is old because they got rid of all the Bonnie stuff already, and it's in the Bonnie room, and the Bonnie room is old because Bonnie is dead. Yay! I love that part of the game. But the cutout was likely made for the ride, and the ride was newer because they're making that to explain why Bonnie is gone. And there's no way to confirm if it actually is new technically, but it's at very least one of their more recent ones that they had, like one of the last few that they made before they got rid of it completely. But it looks pretty new. I mean, if it was old, you think it'd be kind of dirty or something. He was gone like probably like a year. I don't know how long he was gone. And there's also a chance that the people who made the game just messed up. But like, guys, really? Like, you know this fandom and their thing with little details. People have been counting toes for years. Like, anyways, Freddy, as we know him, has a red earring. But who is to say that he didn't used to have a blue one? I will point out, though, that the blue on Bonnie's earring doesn't really match with the blue on Freddy, but that doesn't mean we can just ignore all the previous evidence I just said. So I also like to add how they have them on opposite ears, which is just kind of a relationship moment, to be honest. You know, these are also the only color-coded earrings in the whole game. Like, there are multiple characters with earrings. Like, Roxy has similar earrings where, like, you know, in shape, I mean, but she also has the other half on her other ear, so they're symmetrical. And also, I don't believe they are colored. If I remember correctly, they are just either like black or gray or something. And Chica has both of her earrings on both sides of her head. Meanwhile, we have Freddy and Bonnie that both have one earring. They each have one earring, and they're on opposite sides. Like, you know, like they're like it's like a pair of earrings, and like they each took one, but like they're different colors though. But like, I mean, like, guys, come on. Now, moving on to the evidence that we've known for a while now.
I do not come up here anymore. I miss him.
Probably one of the most heartbreaking lines from the first game, if I'm being completely real, especially to those hardcore Bonnie fans out there. Me. While I know many people, for many reasons, would do the same thing that Freddy says that he does, you know, not liking to go in certain areas, whether they were just friends or siblings or whatever, this just feels so off-putting in a FNAF game, especially coming from an animatronic that's, you know, an animatronic. For him to feel grief so strong for his friend that he completely avoids areas that remind him of them as much as he can is a bit like... It stands out a lot, man. Like, why would you put that in there just to be like, oh yeah, they're just besties? Like, let's talk about all the Freddy merchandise in Bonnie's room now. While there's nothing of significance in particular, it's the fact that this is here at all that's kind of like, none of the other animatronics are known to just have like merch of other animatronics in their rooms. Like if you go into anyone's room in the game, they all have their own merchandise. They're all like into themselves for the most part. They don't really have merchandise of like each other, which is kind of weird because most people think that they're probably like friends, kind of, if they're like sentient, but whatever. Meanwhile, Bonnie has like, I don't know, like 3 different things in his room that are just all Freddy, and that's not even counting the poster on his wall. Speaking of which, the poster. The only time a poster is seen in an animatronic's room of another animatronic with a message left there from said animatronic, it reads, "You and me forever and ever, love, Freddy." This, to my knowledge, is the only evidence we have in a game ever of an animatronic gifting another one something. I feel like I'm saying the word animatronic a lot. Too bad. The layers and layers of meaning behind that single line is just insane. Like, when have you ever gone up to someone who's just your friend and been like, oh my gosh, we're literally gonna be together forever and ever and ever? Like, what? And yes, love can be a platonic, but like, they're also animatronics. Like, I don't know if just me, but love feels like a pretty big word to be using in reference to other animatronics. Like, I can see it being a word that they use commonly talking to kids because if it's some phrase in their programming or something, but like, he chose to say this word on his own. Like, I don't know if I can ever properly explain like what I'm trying to say here, but hopefully the idea gets through. Anyway, this is not mentioning the fact that the phrase is from like the old TV show and stuff. Like, it's like the equivalent of having an inside joke where like Freddy wrote that specifically because he knew Bonnie would get the reference. And so that's why it says "you and me forever and ever," because he knows the show is old and he's like, if we've been together for this long, then there's no way it ends anytime soon, right? Spoilers, it did. That's crazy. Now, on to the fact that Freddy actually has bowling stuff in his room, and if for some reason you're watching this and aren't aware, bowling is Bonnie's thing, you know? Like, Bonnie Bowl, ring a bell, maybe? Anyway, to my knowledge, Freddy is also the only one with bowling stuff in his room. And if I'm wrong, it is at the very least he has like the most stuff, to the point that it's actually obvious, because I was looking at screenshots for this of everyone's rooms and I could not tell if anyone else had bowling stuff in their rooms. So if they do, Freddy has the most, at least, but I don't think that they do. I feel like Chica might. I feel like I saw maybe a bowling ball in there, but I'm not sure. Everyone else in the same general area of the rooms as like where Freddy had that stuff has things from like their own attractions. Like Roxy has racing stuff and Monty has golfing stuff. Going on to less concrete evidence, this is just, the rest of this is just me being a bit insane, a bit silly even. So Freddy calls people superstar, right? And Bonnie is also one of the only animatronics who has a star on them / is associated with stars, not counting like Moon, because Moon just has like a star pattern on his costume and it's not really a significant thing, or like Monty, who has the stars on his glasses because the glasses are literally Bonnie's. Anyways, like Freddy is literally the main character of the Pizzaplex. Like, bro is everywhere, and he has a lightning bolt on his chest, and then Bonnie has a star on his chest. Like, do I need to say more? None of the other animatronics have a significant shape on their chest that you could actually tell me what it is. Like, you could try your best to make an argument for Roxy maybe, but in all honesty, tell me what that shape is. Give me an official name for that off the top of your head. Yeah, I didn't think you could. That is not an actual shape. I don't know what to call that. That is, I don't know what it is. Anyways, on to our last piece of evidence. Freddy and Bonnie have been together, like with each other, like generally, like near each other, like coexisting since the beginning. And while I know that's not really evidence at all, it is also kind of in a way of like just proving that it would make the most sense as like a ship, if you will. I don't know how to explain that. Like it makes sense because they've been together for so long, just like generally have been around each other for such a long time, that like if it was canon it would kind of make sense though, considering, you know. Also, you could not tell me that these two would not do this performance back to back in some parts. Like, look me in the eye and tell me that this part with Monty doesn't feel kind of awkward. Like, typically they'd be back to back here, but now Bonnie's dead, so he's just kind of like, I'm gonna do what I normally do and just ignore the fact that Monty's just there. I'm definitely looking too much into it, but the fact that they made sure specifically Monty was on screen in this part when they could have made Freddy more the focus, with the thought that Monty replaced Bonnie in mind, kinda just hits different with that information and like rewatching it. I don't know. And lastly, we cannot forget that typical red-blue ship. You know what I mean? Like I mentioned the earrings from earlier, they're red and blue. That is, the colors of their earrings are red and blue. Like red and blue, people. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Whoa! This is absolutely crazy that I actually made this video. Oh my god. It's even crazier they actually watched till the end. Weirdo. Thanks, I guess. Bye now. Bye. Bye. Bye.